Yes, it is possible that you can guarantee that the consults you're having are qualified. For years, I have heard from attorneys, non-attorney salespeople, paralegals. They're so completely frustrated. They had know 2 minutes in, the person that they're speaking with is not qualified. They're not an ideal client. We can't help them. And they're furious with the receptionist, with their VA, with their intake team. And it's maddening. How can we break this pattern and this cycle? Yes, you can guarantee that the consults that you are meeting with are qualified. Now, if they hire you, that's up to you to close the deal in your consultation. But how do you guarantee this? You're doing Google AdWords, SEO, pay-per-click, organic, Facebook ads, whatever you're doing in regards to your medium to get the phone to ring. And intake does their job to get them to the consult, to get them into the conference room, the Zoom room, what have you. Here's the deal. Here's what does work. Tried, tested, proven, guaranteed. Regardless of what area of law you serve in. A workshop model in driving prospects to a workshop, whether it be live in person and or webinar fashion, evergreen on your website, your YouTube channel. Of course, they need to opt in and give you their information before they can view it and watch it. It works. Think about it. This is a way, if they are serious, they will attend your workshop live in person and or your webinar, your evergreen webinar. And in there, you will speak into their hell. You will speak into their epiphany bridge and how you are going to get them to their heaven. Regardless of what area of law you serve in, you are going to understand how to do hook, story, offer. So by the time you meet with somebody, they are already a hell yes, and they know that you are the law firm for them. So if you do not have this model in place, if you're an estate planning and elder law attorney specifically, come join us in Denver, April 22nd and April 23rd, and we are going to give you the entire system for how to guarantee that your initial consultations are qualified. We're going to give you the entire workshop model, and we're going to give you the entire system and process for your intake coordinators, client service coordinator, non-attorney salespeople, to what they're doing pre, during, and post consultation, pre, during, and post workshop, to make certain that people show up, to make certain that people are excited and engaged, and to make certain that you are closing the room. If you're a non-estate planning and elder law attorney, reach out to us. Book a consultation with me, a 30-minute discovery call. I'll walk you through the process. I'll pick out your specific area of law that you serve in, and we will have a workshop for you to be able to deploy this, whether it be in person and or in an evergreen model. Welcome to another episode of the Office Altering Hire and Empower with Molly McGrath podcast. If you're a returning listener, welcome back. If you're a first-time listener, hopefully you'll become a long-time listener. As always, I'm your show host, Molly McGrath, founder of Hiring and Empowering Solutions and creator of this revolutionary podcast. You can check us out at hiringandempowering.com. So, what does this mean? People don't want to attend workshops. They don't want to spend all this time on this. Attorneys, baloney. I watch you all day long on social media. I speak with you and you all say, oh, I just hired this marketing agency for $6,000 a month. And I'm like, really? Great. How did you find them? Oh, I attended a webinar. So you all, that's how many of you are buying. You're not hiring coaches, consultants, marketing agencies without doing your due diligence. And by and large, that is coming from a workshop model. Now, it might be a mini workshop. It might be a 10-minute video that you're watching on Facebook or any social media, TikTok, Instagram, what have you, YouTube, and then you're booking a consultation. It might be that you're going to a webinar. It might be that you're going to a live law firm summit, a growth summit of some sort. I speak at them. I attend them, and I watch you all in the Facebook groups, private Facebook groups, in the public fashion. This is how you make your buying decision. Think about it. Think about the last purchase that you made for a vendor, a legal vendor, to support you with your law firm growth. What was your initial step before you got into that sales meeting with the person? You watched a video of some sort, and it was more than 2 minutes long. It was probably anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes long. Or you attended a webinar, or you registered for a webinar and you never attended, and maybe you watched the replay afterwards. Maybe you didn't even watch a replay afterwards, but you got the email drip sequence after, and you would get the series. Everybody's sending a series of anywhere from 5 to 7 follow-up emails, and somewhere within that sequence, in that series, hook, you book the consultation. It is tried, tested, and proven. This is the same thing for your initial consultation. How freeing to have a lead come in, and you're either driving them to a live workshop or you're driving them to a webinar, depending on your off days between your live workshop, or if you're not doing your live workshop, or you're having somebody call into your office if they're coming from non-social media or what have you, and your intake coordinator is telling them, great, let's book your consultation. In preparation, here's your homework. People love homework, and you give them their homework. So it might be, and you know your own audience, if you're doing DUIs or something of that nature, or criminal defense, they don't have time for that. So it might be 10 minutes. It might be a mini workshop that you're doing, but their homework is that they're going to watch it. Anybody could watch it from their smartphone. Your team can send them to your unlisted YouTube channel or whatever it might be to watch the video. By the time they get into the consultation, you have already hit all the pain points. You've hit the hell. You've hit the epiphany bridge, and where you get them across to get into their heaven, which is their intended outcome, to support them with reducing their anxiety and getting this monkey off their back, whatever it is. If you're in family law, whatever area of law, there is no excuse not to have this. This supports you tremendously in regard. You're also hitting all the pain points within there and how you differentiate yourself as a law firm. And then in there, they might call back your intake coordinator and say, actually, I don't have a case. Actually, this isn't a good fit for me. Actually, or they might come back with some qualifying questions. They'll say, you know, in 10 minutes in, the attorney was talking about blah, 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 and here's my situation and my fact pattern. So they'll give you more information before they waste the attorney's time or the non-attorney salesperson's time in there. And you're okay with it if they cancel the consultation and they self-select out. You still have their email address. You still have the lead that you can continually drip on them. They're grateful and thankful, and you're distinguishing yourself with educating to motivate. You're also supporting your client service coordinator, your intake coordinator, when they come back after doing their homework, and they'll say to them, hey, I have a few additional questions or what have you. And guess what your intake coordinator does then? They're deeply curious and present, and then they'll write down those additional questions and add them to your intake form. They'll add them to your questionnaires where they're pre-qualifying leads. So then they have these additional clarifying questions to support, to make certain that the people you are meeting with are 100% qualified. And when your prospective client is putting the time in to do their homework in preparation for this, no, the other law firms aren't making them do this, and your intake coordinator is going to communicate to this. Listen, great, let's go ahead, let's get your consultation or your vision meeting or your goal setting meeting or discovery meeting or strategy meeting, whatever naming convention you have scheduled. Now, in preparation, here's what we need from you. And then you give them, we're going to send you a video. You know your audience, you know what type of pain and how much pressure they have on them. So if it's 10 minutes or it's an hour or a 2-hour workshop like estate planning and elder law firms do, and yes, the clients love it, and yes, they show up, and yes, they attend, and then they get in the conference room and they hire. They get into the Zoom room and they hire. So when they're investing and putting the time in there, we don't want to waste your time. We want to make certain that by the time you get in and meet with the attorney or whoever it is in the consult, whatever names you use for that position, we don't want to waste your time. We want to make sure you're prepared, the attorney's prepared, and you all can hit right to the heart of the matter of your situation and get you to a win. And so they're excited. You sell them on why it's worth their 10 minutes, 12 minutes, what have you. And you tell them, you can even have your intake coordinator tell them, these are the key points that I want you to pay attention to when you're watching this mini webinar, full webinar, or coming to the workshop. These are the main points that I want you to pay attention to. And if you have any clarifying questions prior to your meeting, call me back and we can discuss them. So when you get in the conference room with the attorney, you will hit the ground running so you can walk out with less anxiety than you walked in with. So you are painting the entire picture for what they can expect. People want to know what to expect. They want the beginning, the middle, the end, and the why. And you're communicating this in a way that is for protection of their time, making certain that you are the firm that can accomplish their goals, and they're grateful for it. This is what will distinguish you in the marketplace, number one, from your competition. Number two, this will support your intake coordinator with really honing down and getting your intake script really refined by each question that comes back. And then also for you as the attorney to be prepared when they come in there and be able to increase your hire rate and your closing rate. So if you're an estate planning attorney, elder law attorney, join us April 22nd and 23rd in Denver. The link is below to register and to secure your seat to join us on how to unroll this entire process. We want your intake coordinator coming to this event with you. We want your marketing coordinator coming to this event with you. It's a team-centric approach to reach goal. If you are outside of the estate planning and elder law arena, book a call with me and we will have a 30-minute discovery call and we will hone down your message. We will get down your hook, your story, your offer. We will clarify and verify your ideal client's heaven. We will clarify and identify your ideal client's hell and how you are going to get them across the bridge to a place of a win. We've reached the end of yet another episode of the Hire and Empower with Molly McGrath podcast, where dream teams of entrepreneurs in an entrepreneur's world really do come true. Listen, whether you're a business owner, employee, executive, or hiring manager, we fully understand hiring, onboarding, and leadership is expensive, exhausting, often overwhelming, and absolutely time-consuming for the already taxed professional. Well, we have your back on all fronts. For 25 years and counting, we have transformed over 4,000 law firm teams into the most efficient, resourceful, and profitable asset of your business. Check out our Smart Hire solution, our employee leadership program, and the 66-day law firm turnaround at hiringandempowering.com.